Well, today I've jumped out of bed extremely early. It's only 9:20. That's early for me to get out of bed and start making a video, but I'm so happy. I am admin for quite a few groups on Facebook. This group is called The Firmament and today I went there and I saw this. Now, how many of you have listened to me say about the soldiers in the footage look black? How many? How many of you have heard me say that? Please put a few. I did, because I've made a few videos about the Tsar, and in every single one I've gone, well, when I look at the footage, I've had a bit of barrage from it as well. Don't be so stupid, you know, especially on the Unscrambled Channel, the original channel that YouTube took. But on that channel, people really berated me with, oh, don't be so stupid, look at you, stupid, and all that. When I could see it in the footage, I could see that the soldiers were dark, whether they looked, I said Pakistani or whatever it was, they were just dark. But then I came across, what it is I'm an admin person for the Firmament group on Facebook, and look what post went in there today. There you go. Can you read it? The original people of Russia. I can't say their name. I'm sorry, I'm not saying their name, but there it is. Uto, whatever it is, there it is. Tribesmen, 1870. This is real hair. The British Guards, which we see today, copied their hairstyle, which is why they wear as a hat. There you go. They steal everything from you, black people. There you go. And that's the name of the person that put the post on. But I'm so chuffed. Daisy moved it out of the way. Anyway, what it is he's not the only person to put this post in, but I was just a bit shocked because they do look like Beefeaters, don't they? Possibly the original people of Russia. And these are the pictures that I took today. We're just going to scoot through some of the posts made about this, because over the last few years people did make posts about it. The original people of Russia were black. They won't tell you. And there you go. There you go. The original people of Russia were black. They won't tell you this in school, though. And these are the people. Look at some of their hairstyles. Look at this one. I'm very pleased to have found this. I'm not saying all these pictures relate. There's one there, I think we're coming up with him. I'm not saying that all these pictures relate because it's on a... Oh, always got to be messages. Hang on a second. This is supposed to be the Tsar of Russia, right? Walking through his men. Okay, his soldiers. When I look at these soldiers, they're all dark-skinned. All of them are dark-skinned. We're just going to play this on so that you can see it. They're all dark skinned, these people. So I wondered why, when he is such a light colour, that there are so many dark skinned people there. And I put them down as like Pakistani or something like that, because they're dark skinned. But they're not. These are the African people. Okay, maybe a bit more modern or whatever, but there are dark people living there. I see it all the time. You can see it in these people here, look. In these people. Yeah, it's a bit blurry when you zoom in, but these are dark people. They are not light people. These are people. And this was my point of when, this is why I'm so pleased about the Beefeater side of it. The hats, the hair. Okay, these people don't have hair on top of their head, but they're the same people. There you go, they're all dark people. Dark people. Much darker than the Tsar. Yeah, he looks a bit dark, but these are all dark people. I'll come across them quite regularly in the footage. But anyway, that's my link to why the people with the hair. Okay, so I'm adding this bit into the video. Yeah, there you go. Dark people, black people. They're in the armies. That's what I see. I made a video last year about it. Also, now as I've shown you that there are taller people, there's these people here. Look, they all look like black people or dark people, and then those ones are a head taller than everybody else. But anyway, I'm just adding this to the video because this is why I'm so pleased I found this article. Imagine every day hundreds of pictures come in from the Daily Mail, all telling us a load of rubbish, when really they haven't told us the truth at all. So let's move on to the next picture. Yeah, these were from Pinterest, whatever it's called, whatever it's called. Anyway, yeah, I was well chuffed to find these pictures. Look at that one. Or if we had that picture up. I wish we had that one. We had that one. So, this was what it says. It's a lot we don't know as a whole, sadly. We keep doing our research and teach our young'uns. Absolutely, because they are not going to in schools. Gotta give the white man props though. How can they hide this from us for so long? And even when we find out the truth and they try to share it, it looks crazy. Sad is a simple emotion. It's a way beyond that. Yeah. So there have been a few posts about it. Anyway, that was in there. I don't know. Pinner there it is up there. So we're taking. There you go. This is what I'm seeing in the pictures. These coloured people. I think he might be somebody else, but he's still got the same kind of hair on his head. There you go. Beefeaters. There you go. A lot of these pictures were included. A lot of us might have seen this picture before, but look at the size of him compared to these people. He is enormous. Look at that. He's about, they come up to there, so he's got to be at least a third taller than the people that are there. Look at that. There's a horse's head. You know how tall a horse's head is. And look at the size of him. Anyway, I'm just adding that. It was just in the pictures. Whether it's related or not, I don't know. It must be in some way. But there you go. Ugh, all the adverts, so annoying. Possibly the original people of Russia. This is whatever they're called. Well, anybody else can show that name. Tribesman, 1870. This is real hair. The British Guards which we see today copied their hair. It's the same thing, but look at that. That was in there. Look at him. How did that get in there? He's absolutely enormous. Look at that. I know that's different, but that picture was in there. Look at that. He's got to be about 10 foot. I don't know. You don't know how tall the other person is, do you? But like, he looks pretty damn tall to me. Oh, with hundreds of goddamn adverts. Yeah, so that was the last picture I took of that. Anyway, now we're going to go to the written stuff. I'm going to have a go at reading this for you because it is a bit small. The original people of Russia. The tribe name, which I can't say. Photograph, 1870, of course. They have tried every attempt to denationalise these men by labelling them as Arabs and African, etc., Arab, African, etc., but he is an original remnant of the original people of Russia. This brother was found in the mountain region of Abba, well, it's Abkhazia, a mixed, whatever that word is, Dmitry, I can't read it, Gulia, believing oh my goodness, the Herodotus account, sorry, asserted that the people's heritage stemmed from Egyptian king Ah, and it's Sesostris. He published a book called History of Abkhazia to show that the so-called black Kalkian people of South Russia were really an Aboriginal people of Egypt. He attempted to prove this by putting together a vast array of words that matched that of ancient Egypt. He also chronicles family names, names of rivers, mountains, and amens of pre-Christian deities, and more. You will also notice the fact the hat on this man is similar to that of the British Guards. Could this hat be an inspiration behind the British Guards? We do know one thing. The ancient Brits were Moors, so-called black people. It is possible that this is the original British Guards wore all of the parties involved in their original form of the same bloodline. Very interesting. The little known history of African Caucasians enslaved in Russia in the 17th century. They've got the hair. It was the hair that drew me. So obviously there's a bit more to the story. There you go. I'm not saying it. The Abkhazans of Africa, descent African Caucasians or Afro, the indigenous people that inhabited that word, Abkhazia, the settlement of on the eastern coast of the Black Sea. The area is known as northwestern Georgia, but they've got that hair. Yeah. Let's just wait on that page. Doesn't like it for some reason. Historian documents that black slaves from Africa were transported to the villages of and then part of the Ottoman Empire. There you go. It's all coming together. Look at that. That unfortunate journey occurred in the 1600s. They were enslaved for the purpose of tending to the citrus plantations. They also worked in coal mines, knitting factories, and grew grapes and corn. This was further supported by whatever that is, Sukhumi, were captured by the Georgian princes. There you go. So pleased that I found a bit more of it. Peter the Great, the ruler of Russian Empire. There you go. Well, that's a different part, but at least they've got the same kind of hair. And it tells you about then slaves. So that's quite incredible, isn't it? Always good to find this information, however it comes. I'm so pleased that... Anyway, what does everybody think? Obviously, these are the pictures that I've brought up for you on these ones. And, yeah, these are all the pictures that are relating to it, which you can find on the internet. So everybody start doing their homework. I told you the black people there was black people is the soldiers, and they kind of covered it up and pretended. Look at that, Prussians, Moors wearing fezzes. Yeah, but I told you they'd covered it up. They covered up something. And look at it, there's quite a few, obviously, posts about this guy wearing his hair. There you go, look, more and more and more of that post. So I'm so pleased I found it. Hopefully it puts there you go, look, he's got one on. Hopefully this puts a little bit more of the history together for everyone, so that everybody knows the truth. We want the truth, don't we? We're sick of the lies. They're all on Pinterest. Let's have a look at this one. See if anything comes up different about this one. Right, so I found this one. The Russian Empire never banned the African slave trade or captured territories with large black populations. So during most Russian history, there was no way for black people to settle in the country. Yet there were some black people brought to the empire by curious nobles like the ones settled, that's that lot there, by the local lord in the 19th century on the picture above, which was the 1800s. There you go, look. This is on Quora, Quora, Quora. Anyway, let's just read what else it says. In Soviet times, there were several waves of black people brought by the state to the USSR to study the universities both from Latin America and Africa. Some descendants of these were... It carries on. I don't know. More. Anyway, I just wanted to show that there's the link. Anyway, that's people answering. But it's just absolutely great to see. It's just so annoying, isn't it, when they've lied to us. Anyway, it's good that people were making posts. That was 2017, so it's a few years ago. Afro-Abkhazians or whatever that's, of African descent were a small group of people in, there you go, the ethnic origin of the Afro descent and how Africans arrived in is still a matter of dispute. And I don't know why there's a picture of 1935, but at least it puts a date on that picture because I used that picture. Here we go, look, what else does it say? According to Sergei, whatever his name is, in the late 18th century, 19th century, an Ottoman ship travelling, let's put this up here a bit, travelling wrecked near the coast with slaves, probably from Sudan or Somalia, were brought up for sale. Was not yet a Russian procession, but just from some fortress on the coast seemed to have victims. They were relieved from slavery and settled among. Scientists explain the story in the 19th century. In January, published the article People Russian Empire. Some photographs from the stock of the Library of the US Congress included a portrait. I think everybody hopefully will go and look up this and have a look for themselves. This was a unique and apparently not successful cases of mass import of Africans to the Black Sea port. In the third legend, the appearance of Afro, whatever they're called, is involved with Peter the Great. He imported many black Africans to Russia, and it is said that these who were unable to climb... So that's different, because they're saying, were these people the original people of Russia? They're saying they were imported. Anyway, there's a lot more information there. This history's saying a little bit different, but I'm so glad that I found it. I knew I could see black people in the pictures. You know, in the past people don't be so stupid and all that. Anyway, that goes on to something different, but yeah, so pleased to have found that. And where was the bit I wanted to press? Let's have a look at this then. I'm going to press it, see where it takes. It's going to take me. Not sure that's taking me anywhere where those, I think, are the threads to this whole thing. But anyway, what does everybody think then? I'm so pleased to have found some information about this that they're not talking about. It's best not to find it on Pinterest or whatever it's called. There's another one here from Facebook. Let's have a look at this one. Let's have a look at what they show us from Facebook. Because obviously, is this the original people of Russia? But they definitely were there, because I can see a lot of black people in the pictures. I'm so pleased though that it's put together in this. Really, I am, because I want the truth like everyone else. Don't we want the truth? Oh, more. Don't we want the truth? Or is it leading anywhere? It's coming. Come on, Facebook. Come on, Facebook. Anyway, I'm just going to stop it a minute till it comes through. This is something very different, but again, it's the same sort of thing. You know, he's called a black person now, but he wasn't. He was an Indian. And look how dark they are. The Crow Indians of the plains took special pride in their long hair. They used to bear grease of buffalo dung to stiffen curls. They made with a heated stick, and they applied cactus pulp to make their hair shine. I already read you this. This is what I saw. This thread is archived. Oh, that's bad then. The people they're talking about are actually real, but a tiny minority. But the original people of Russia, not to mention, let's press allow. Not to mention the British hat isn't Russian in origin. There you go. This is 4 years ago, so it's good to see that people were talking about it, but it didn't really hit. Yeah. Anyway, those are just whatever they are, but I'm pleased to see. It just stops. You just get a bit of information and then it stops. So I thought I'd look up a little bit of history about the Beefeaters. Are the yeoman warders of the Tower of London and do not wear tall hats. Their uniform comes from the 15th century. The tall hats you probably mean are the bearskin hats worn by the regiments of the Foot Guards in the British Army on ceremonial duties. Well, that doesn't really explain anything, does it? These are answers. Beefeaters do not wear tall fuzzy hats. The Buckingham Palace Guards or threshold troops do. They are called bearskin hats. The yeomen of the guard or Beefeaters are ceremonial guards at the Tower of London who wear scarlet and gold uniforms from the 15th century and carry a halberd. That's the history of the hats. Let's go on. Tall hats, bearskins, then known by Beefeaters, but in fact part of the ceremony uniform. The Foot Guards, there was the same thing again. The 5 regiments of the Foot Guards, Coldstream Guards, the Irish Guards, the Welsh Guards. Their main ceremony duties. Well, they're not linking it at all back to the people in Russia, are they? Let's go on to another one. So there they are, the Beefeaters, although these people more look like maypole dancers, which is quite an English tradition. Nutcracker, look at that one. I might even press that one and have a look at it. Let's have a look at that one. Well, there you go. That's what that one is put down as. There you go. This is off Wikipedia. It says a bearskin is a tall fur cap usually worn as part of the ceremony military uniform tradition. The bearskin was the headgear of grenadiers and remains in use by grenadier and guard regiments. Still not explaining. Oh, here we go. Here's the history. Let's have a look what they say. Here we go. The cloth caps worn by the original grenadiers in European armies during the 17th century were frequently trimmed with fur. The practice failed to disguise until the second half of the 18th century, when the grenadiers and the British, Spanish and French armies began wearing high fur hats with cloth tops and sometimes ornamental front plaques, imitating their Prussian counterparts. French grenadiers are described by wearing bearskins in 1761. The purpose appears to have been to add to the apparent height and impressive appearance of the troops, both on the parade ground in the battlefield. Well, I could carry on, but it's not linking it to. So I thought I'd look up a little bit of history about the Beefeaters. Are the yeoman warders of the Tower of London and do not wear tall hats. Their uniform comes from the 15th century. The tall hats you probably mean are the bearskin hats worn by the regiments of the Foot Guards in the British Army on ceremonial duties. Well, that doesn't really explain anything, does it? These are answers. Beefeaters do not wear tall fuzzy hats. The Buckingham Palace Guards or threshold troops do. They are called bearskin hats. The yeomen of the guard or Beefeaters are ceremonial guards at the Tower of London who wear scarlet and gold uniforms from the 15th century and carry a halberd. That's the history of the hats. Let's go on. Tall hats, bearskins, then known by Beefeaters, but in fact part of the ceremony uniform. The Foot Guards, there was the same thing again. The 5 regiments of the Foot Guards, Coldstream Guards, the Irish Guards, the Welsh Guards. Their main ceremony duties. Well, they're not linking it at all back to the people in Russia, are they? Let's go on to another one. So there they are, the Beefeaters, although these people more look like maypole dancers, which is quite an English tradition. Nutcracker, look at that one. I might even press that one and have a look at it. Let's have a look at that one. Well, there you go. That's what that one is put down as. There you go. This is off Wikipedia. It says a bearskin is a tall fur cap usually worn as part of the ceremony military uniform tradition. The bearskin was the headgear of grenadiers and remains in use by grenadier and guard regiments. Still not explaining. Oh, here we go. Here's the history. Let's have a look what they say. Here we go. The cloth caps worn by the original grenadiers in European armies during the 17th century were frequently trimmed with fur. The practice failed to disguise until the second half of the 18th century, when the grenadiers and the British, Spanish and French armies began wearing high fur hats with cloth tops and sometimes ornamental front plaques, imitating their Prussian counterparts. French grenadiers are described by wearing bearskins in 1761. The purpose appears to have been to add to the apparent height and impressive appearance of the troops, both on the parade ground in the battlefield. Well, I could carry on, but it's not linking it to... There's a picture of a bearskin over here. It's not linking it to the Russians, is it? Not at all. So there's 404,000 posts about it, but I don't see any of them linking it to the Russians at all. Oh, let's have a look at this one. Doesn't really say, does it? Nope, so there's not really any relation to the Russians. But anyway, I thought I'd find that bit of history out for you. Anyway, what I did was, I saw, oh, someone's ringing me now, of course, when I start. I saw the link to the Russian hat, and there you go. Oh, now a helicopter. That's quite loud. Hopefully you can hear me. I might shut the window. Hang on. Don't want a helicopter in it, do we? But anyway, I went to look the hat up, and yeah, it doesn't show me anything to do with those hats. But I thought I'd just stick it in to show you, because we all like to know the history. And then when I pressed that one, which has got the Beefeater hat on it, it took me back to the hat that I already showed you just a moment ago. So that's not very good, is it? So there it goes. More to shop. Here we come. There you go. Same hat. So nothing to do with the Russians and their hat and hair, or the black Russians and their hat and hair. But anyway, what does everybody think? Thanks for watching.